Shemai folks, I am Mashup Matt and welcome to Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. And today I'm going to have a bit of a discussion with you guys. I've done one of these in the past on the Spider-Man game, so I'm going to be talking about Assassin's Creed Origins. Now, it's the new Assassin's Creed is to debut on Xbox One, PS4. I think it's coming to PC as well later on in 2017. And it is supposed to be set in ancient Egypt. That is what we know of the game at the moment. Now, what I want to talk about is what I would really like to see in the game, and also just talking about, you know, the rumours and the leaks that have happened so far. So first of all, the game is confirmed to take place in ancient Egypt, which suggests to me, and hence the title of the game, that we are going to see the birth of the Assassin's Guild, which would be very interesting considering, you know, we've seen people like Altair and Ezio, Connor and all those take the Assassin's Creed fold further and further, you know, into the future in terms of time periods, but we've never seen where the Assassin's Creed actually started. And I think in ancient Egypt we may find out some of the origins of, obviously the game is called Assassin's Creed Origins, of how the Assassins came to be and how their conflict with the Templars started. And that is going to be really, really interesting. But also another point on the setting, you know, where it is. Assassin's Creed, what do you think of when it comes to movement in Assassin's Creed? Yeah, parkour. How's that going to work in ancient Egypt? There'll be a couple of places, obviously, but apparently they're doing away with the towers. They're going to be getting rid of these damn, you know, viewpoints where you have to sit up here and bloody synchronize the entire area. Is going to be apparently more fluid, more organic exploration, which, thank God, because when you were synchronizing these towers and everything like that, even if you'd been to the places before, there was nothing on the maps, so it didn't reward you for exploration in terms of, you know, developing the map. So I'm quite glad they're doing that. It's a, you know, it's reminiscent of most open world games now. You go around and you find places, and that is your map. It's marked on your map, and that's how it should be. I don't think any flipping explorers or anything climbed to the top of a tower, looked all around, and went, "Oh, there we are. I'll mark that there, and I'll mark that there, even though I've never been there, They probably went there and charted everything along the way. And I'm quite glad they've done that. And of course with that is who we're going to play as. From various sources, such as Eurogamer and a couple of other articles online, the protagonist is said to be a slave or an ex-slave from ancient Egypt times. So what does that mean? Does his oppression lead to him starting the Assassin's Guild? I'm not entirely sure. But apparently, from what I've heard, he doesn't speak or speaks very little. And the developers are apparently inspired by The Witcher 3. So does that mean we're going to have like branching storylines or branching conversation options like The Witcher 3 had, and a lot of those sort of RPG things, which kind of takes me on to my next point. Assassin's Creed games have tended to be your typical stealth, action, adventure games, haven't they? There's a plot to them, there's a definitive plot to them, and you've got missions, and or even though you build up your character as you go along, you know, in terms of the weapons they use, the skills they acquire, you wouldn't exactly call them role-playing games, would you? You would, yeah, they're just well, I think of them as a bit like the, how can I put this? The Splinter Cell of yesteryear sort of thing, you know? Because you can play stealthily, but this one you can also play as a bit of an action game as well. There are stealth sections in it, and the assassins are known to be quite stealthy. But we've never seen a game which sees you build up your character right from the start, you know, a bit you know, that progression system we haven't really seen in terms of, you know, building up your character, you know, improving skills in a way that, you know, improves their assassin abilities. You know, we've seen, you know, like in this one, you've got, I'll pull it up now. You've got crafting, and, you know, you've got, like, pistol sets, sword sets, weapon sets, and outfits, and that kind of thing. There's no skill tree, so you don't learn things along the way. You don't learn your air assassinations. You don't learn double assassinations. At least, I don't think so. Anyway, because you got the crafting, progress tracker. No, so you get to do all these things straight away. All this kind of stuff straight away. So it'll be interesting to see what they do in terms of that. And to be honest with you, that would actually intrigue me, you know, to go through a game. Because if you're going to be making an RPG, the game is going to have to be quite long. Alright, oh God, right. It won't be good for the video if I'm just getting killed all the time. Come on in, come to the bomb, come to the bomb, come to the bomb. Bollocks. Come here, you. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the modern day setting. Now, since Assassin's Creed 3, the modern day setting hasn't been something that the Assassin's Creed games are particularly focused on, which to me is a goddamn shame, because after Assassin's Creed 3, you know, Desmond released Minerva, and, you know, he saved the world through, you know, preventing a solar flare, destroying the planet. I haven't really seen in the last couple of Assassin's Creed games, you know, Black Flag, Unity, Syndicate. I've never really paid much attention to the modern day setting. I've hardly seen, like, Minerva. Is she enslaving humanity? What I want to see is the developers go back and, you know, rethink that plot line, if they're going to do it at all. We may not have a modern day setting, which, again, is not necessarily a bad thing, to be completely honest with you. Just make up their minds. They're either going to make the modern day setting really important, or they're not. They've just got to pick. And next one is, funny enough, what I'm currently doing: combat. Now, the Assassin's Creed combat has been one of a few changes over the iterations of the game, and you know, it's ranged from, they're all counterfill. Let's get that out of the way. Every Assassin's Creed combat system has included a counter system which you have to master to get any hits in. And to be honest with you, I kind of enjoyed Syndicate's combat system, but I also enjoyed Assassin's Creed 3 and Assassin's Creed 4 combat. But again, it is very counter heavy. Like, for instance, you're just waiting here for him to counter, it slows down time, and you have a split second to either disarm him or kill him. You know, so he picks up his weapon, he comes, block, and then kill. So, and while the counter system is there in like Unity and Syndicate, that was more to create an opening. So while I like this combat system from Assassin's Creed 4, I honestly do think that I've got a really good balance at the moment with the Assassin's Creed Syndicate combat system. But anyway, guys, that is it for this episode of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. But it's the end of this debate video. And please leave in the comments what you think we're going to see from Assassin's Creed Origins. I'm super excited because for once they've actually taken a break. They've given this game a full development cycle of, when was Assassin's Creed Syndicate? It's nearly 3 years, isn't it? So 2014 when Assassin's Creed Syndicate came out. So I'm quite glad they've taken that route now, given it more development time, you know, build a kind of game that they want to, not just churn it out over and over again. Yes, the first sort of 4 games were very similar. Then they changed it a little bit with Assassin's Creed 3 and 4. Unity was, it was an up and down game. I enjoyed it. I never found any bugs with it, to be honest. I never had any trouble with it, and I enjoyed it. And then Syndicate came along, and, you know, everyone's kind of got over the fact that it kind of, Unity's disappointment did affect Syndicate. Again, I thought it was a really, really good game and a very interesting Assassin's Creed game. But times are a-changing, and if they're going to make it a bit more like an RPG, good on them. Because I think that's what Assassin's Creed games... It's not what they perhaps need to do. They need to have a fully fledged story, but it would be good to see what kind of choices you make early on from the Assassin's Creed lore affects perhaps what happens in the game in the future. You know, the games in the future sort of thing. So I'm really looking forward to the RPG element of it. But anyway guys, that is it for this video. If you have enjoyed what you've seen here, please press the like button. It is really, really appreciated every time I see that little thumbs up. And if you do not want to miss any more of my videos, please press subscribe and you will be notified the instant that any of my videos are put up. And once again guys, thank you so much for watching. And remember, keep mashing it up out there. And I'll see all you folks next time.